Daga Big Maker, Big Maker, Big Maker, Big Maker, Big Maker, Big Maker, Big Maker.
Shalom Israel, Shalom. This is Brother Kwamel coming back with another video. I just want to give a call hello to Yahweh, which would be the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. I just want to give a call hello to Yahweh Shai. Call hello just means all praises in Hebrew, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? Yahweh, Wah just means and. Yahweh Shai being the Hebrew names, right? God is just a title, right? Because anybody could be called God, and there are different gods of each nation. You know, you have Allah, you got Zeus, you got Buddha, and etc., etc. God is just a title, you know. Even a man could be a god, and that's in the Bible. So God isn't his name, it's just a title. His name is Yahweh, which means he exists, right? This is just for if you're new and you're just watching this YouTube channel, if you may have clicked on the video, right? And Yahweh Shai is Hebrew for he shall deliver. His name isn't Jesus Christ because the letter J wasn't invented until 500 years ago. So what would be his name before that? His name is Yahweh Shai, which means he shall deliver, right? And I'm saying the names in Hebrew because that's the original tongue, the original language, and that's what our forefathers spoke, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. So I just want to give a call, Lord, to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praises to the Lord in the name of the Son of God. That's what that means. The topic of this video is music is spiritual, right? I got two videos I'm going to play. You saw the first video. I got another video. And I got some precepts because that first video was spiritual, you know? You got to look at it with a spiritual eye, right? And Salakia, I came across it one day on the new moon, right? Which is a high holy day. And I was like, okay, this is spiritual. Let me do a video on it. So I was gathering my precepts together, right? So I'm going to play it. You saw the video. Now I'm going to play it. Right, and we're going to break it down. And this is Jake. This is real spiritual. This is Jake, you know? I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You know, the beat kind of sounds nice, but it's spiritual. And this is Jake. You know, if you watch this video, this is you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And I'm going to prove to you how it is. So, mind you, this is an old Mickey Mouse cartoon. And I never saw the show, this cartoon, but I just saw this video on the guy's YouTube channel. Because I was on YouTube listening to beats one day. And I came across this beat, you know? And that's spiritual. That's so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This guy right here is just walking in darkness, man. He doesn't know what's going on, right? How did he get there? He's just walking in the dark. You know, when he's walking on this bridge, the thing is collapsing as he's walking, you know, and he comes to this door. And this door looks like to the gates of death. You see it says Doctor, 3 X's, his skull and bones, right? You know, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just trying to go somewhere. He kind of got jammed up and got brought in there. Right? So I got a precept. This is Job chapter 5, verse 14. Right? And all my precepts are highlighted, right, or underlined so we can get the context of the point of why I'm bringing out this scripture. Now this is Job 5, verse 14. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. So this brother, I'm gonna say brother, is Mickey Mouse. But the only reason why I'm saying brother is because this is how our people are as a nation. The so-called Black, Spanish, Native Americans. Right? We're just like Mickey Mouse here, walking in darkness. You know? Doesn't know what's going on, where he's going. It's just dark. Right? And he's going to the doors of hell, man. Which is the grave. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. So he's meeting with darkness in the daytime. It's dark where he's going. You know? You kind of got lightning. Got lightning bolts, thunder. It's dark. It's probably gonna rain soon, and he's just looking for somewhere to go. And that's Jake. That's these so-called Black, Spanish, Native Americans. America, which is spiritually Egypt and Babylon the Great, is nothing but darkness, and our people just walk to and fro. It says, Job 5 verse 14, they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Right? Grope just means they don't know what's going on. They're just looking to go somewhere, man. Right? And that was Mickey Mouse, man. You know, don't know what's going on. And that's our people. This is Job 12 and 25. They grope in the dark without light. So this brother, I'm going to say brother because this represents Israel. His brother is in the darkness without light. He don't know what's going on. Look at this, man. It says they grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. Right? Because we didn't keep the commandment to the Lord. Right? So we're just out here like a drunken man. Don't know where we going. We just like a blind. Salakia, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are like the blind. We're like blind people. We have eyes. You can see. We know where Best Buy is at or where McDonald's is at. Where we're spiritually blind to the commandments of the Lord, and we're walking out here in darkness, groping, right, in the noonday, just trying to go somewhere, trying to get a field or something, right, just trying to make it through in this dark society that we're living in, you know, where we're being oppressed at the bottom. What they say, so like, I'm trying to think of what brothers say. First fired, last hired. That's what I was thinking of. First fired, last hired. You know, so we're just out here in this darkness, man. So Job 12:25. They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. Right? And this is a curse upon our people. Because we're out here in darkness. Right? We're out here in darkness. Right? Yes, right now, it's the daytime right now. It's 1:52. There's light. There's light outside. There's clouds. You can see where you're going. You know? You don't have to worry about tripping over the curb because it's dark out. You can see where you're going. But it's spiritually dark outside because there's no light. Right? There's no light, meaning there's no body saying, let's do the ways of the Lord. Right? Well, Salakia, there is light out there because it's righteous men teaching the commandments of the Lord. But it's not. Basically, what I'm trying to say was darkness is just covering the whole world because Esau's in rulership. And our people are just in a gross darkness. Right? Now, this is Deuteronomy 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. Because the blind man can't see where he's going. That's why they had that stick. They kind of maneuver to know where they need to go. Or they have a dog. Or they have somebody walking them. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Our people don't prosper in America. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Why did I highlight that? Because when you watch the video, nobody was able to save this guy, man. You saw what happened at the end of the video. He got jammed up. You know? And this guy, this Mickey Mouse, he's going through the dark. He's spoiled evermore. Right? And no man was able to save him. Right? And look, he kind of came to this place. And these blades almost killed him. Right? The door locks. And you know, Mickey Mouse wasn't in his right state of mind. Right? The door locked. And he's just looking around. Instead of worrying about, let me get the hell up out of here. And that's Jake, man. You know, he's kind of walking through the darkness again. Right? Walking down a tunnel. Don't know what's going on. And then look, he kind of just fall, man. And that could be spiritual too. That could be two demons that's trying to gang up on him, you know? And Jake just in the middle, don't know what to do, you know? And the whole time, it was, you know, like a statue next to a flame. And look, he thinking everything's all good. He like, oh, it's just a statue. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Right? But the fire kind of hit him in the ass, you know? And he kind of jumping around. And he's not in his right state of mind, you know? Once you would have saw that shadow, and then once you'd have been like, oh, just a statue, you would have been like, okay, I got to get out of here, you know? And that's our people, right? They don't want to get out of America. They spiritually want to stay here and get down with the philosophies and ways of the so-called white man, right? Back again, he's back in darkness, gross darkness. And then you have a clock, right? With a scale on it, and it has a time. And that time is past 12 o'clock. You know, it's past 12 o'clock. Right? And we know noonday is a time of destruction, according to the Bible. Right? And this guy, Mickey Mouse, he's a fool, man. This is Ephesians 5, verse 15. And this is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because Mickey Mouse represents you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. Right? That are not following the ways of the Lord. They are just going to be jammed up just like Mickey Mouse. Right? And I'm going to explain why. Ephesians 5, verse 15. See then. So see then. Make sure. Slakia. That you walk circumspectly. So you got to walk circumspectly. Know what's going on. And in this video, Mickey Mouse didn't know what's going on. He was kind of walking down a dark path. He kind of came into this building, right? To this mansion or whatever, you know. He saw shadows that represents demons, and he thinks everything's all good because he found out it was a statue, right? And he think he's safe when he's not walking circumspectly. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise. Mickey Mouse is walking as a fool. Not you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He was walking as a fool and not as wise. Right? Verse 16. It says redeeming the time. I highlighted redeeming the time. Here's why. So like, bear with me real quick. Redeeming the time. Why did I highlight that? Because he wasn't redeeming the time. You know, here's the clock. You know, it looks like death, you know, like it's the time, the hour of death, you know, right? Mickey Mouse not redeeming the time. Look at him. You see the clock. He gets scared. You know, he got his candlestick for light, right? It says redeeming the time because the days are evil. And Mickey Mouse was in some evil times, you know. And then look right here. He got his candlestick, and it kind of gets put out by the skeleton, by death. And that's spiritual. And he's kind of in the darkness again, looking for the light. And then this thing almost kills him. And that's Satan, man. Satan just wanted to get a hold of him, right? And this could represent the valley of the dry bones. He's trying to get his way out. He almost got out. There's a hole right there. He almost got out. But nope. The devil wanted him, man. And I'm going to stop right there. This is Job chapter 18, verse 5. Yea, the light So Mickey Mouse, also Jake, had that light. He was trying to lit a candlestick. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out. So this is talking about the so-called white man, because his candlestick, his life, is going to be put out. But it could also be talking about our own people, because we could be wicked too. And it says the spark of his fire should not shine. Right? Mickey Mouse fire did not shine, man. Verse 6, it says the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Right? And Mickey Mouse, it was dark in his tabernacle. Right? It was dark in his tabernacle. Also Jake. I'm not even going to say Mickey Mouse. I'm going to say Jake, because this is who it represents. It was dark in his tabernacle. Right? This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Talking about the Bible. Talking about the Lord. The scriptures. Remember, therefore, when thence thou art fallen, meaning when you slip up and you sin, and repent, ask the Lord to forgive you, and do the first works, reading, fasting, praying, or else I will come unto thee quickly and remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. Right? And the Lord removed Mickey Mouse candlestick, man. You know, he removed Mickey Mouse. Well, he removed Jake. Jake just means the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. He removed that candlestick. He was just in darkness. And then right here, he kind of got fed up and he kind of ran. The door opened and he kind of fell into his own demise. Right? And you got this mad scientist, which is Esau, so-called white man, just laughing like, yes, I got him. I got you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. And he just over here about to be examined, you know? He used the broom to kind of wipe off his stomach to cut him open. See that? And he's about to die, man. That's what's going to happen to you so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans that don't repent. Look at that, man. And the whole time, it was a dream. Right? It was a dream the whole time, man. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 38, verse 15 from the Apocrypha. It says, he that sinneth before his maker, talking about Yahweh, who the world calls God, let him fall. Didn't Jake just fall? Or Mickey Mouse, didn't he fall? Right? Into the chair. Into the hand of the physician, meaning the doctor, of that mad scientist. Right? Job 7, verse 3. When I say my bed, right, shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. When you say, okay, I had a long day at work, I'm going to go to sleep, right, or my couch is going to make me feel better, then thou scarest me with dreams. This brother was having a dream, and terrifies me through visions. Now, the Lord could have just given him a vision, letting him know if you don't get right, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to fall into the hands of a physician. Right? Or that could just be his lot. Maybe the Lord was letting him know, look, this is what's going to happen to you. Right? Or just could have been the Lord giving him a vision like, look, you may be killed, you know? See that? So that whole video was spiritual, man. And there's another video, and then I got precepts going into this video, and I got some rappers, right, that I used to listen to, and I'm going to get some more rappers, and I'm going to talk about how music is spiritual. And you could tell it's spiritual because brothers looked at the video and was able to get some precepts out of it, you know?
Big maker, big maker.
Alright, now that you looked at the video, and mind you, these are videos off of YouTube that I screen recorded. Now that you looked at the video, you kind of got to watch it for yourself. You know, Salaki, there's the music outside. You kind of watch it for yourself. You kind of got the gist of it yourself. You know, you could have probably got an idea of it, of what it may have meant to you. Right? But I'm going to break it down through the scripture and what that video meant. You know? Right? It's lucky. This is Satan, man. You know, brothers want to do a video, and then you gotta get music outside, man. You know. But anyway, back to the lesson. We got Jake, right? Cause this cartoon character, this represents you so-called black Mexican American. He's kind of walking down, right? Nowhere to go. It's cold. It's cold, right? The wind blowing hard. There's lightning. It's just him and his horse, right? Or his donkey. He got nowhere to go, and then you see a house, right? And they look at his animal like, yeah, this looks good. We should go there, right? And he like, hold up, hold up, hold up. We see who's there. And then you kind of see Satan in the background. And they like, wait right here. I'm going to go check it out. And they kind of just walk in there like a fool. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. It says, woe, meaning death and destruction, to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So this brother was taking counsel with his animal. He didn't say, I should pray to the Lord first. And say, Lord, please direct me to this house. Right? Well, it was man's going ultimately, but he should have prayed and say, Lord, you know, I hope this is the house that you may have provided for me to go to get some shelter in this rain, and etc., etc. Right? So he didn't take counsel of the Lord. He took counsel with his animal. And that cover with a covering, but not on my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? Verse 2. That walk. So he was kind of walking with his animal to go down into Egypt. Now, Egypt is talking about America, spiritually America. Right? And I have not asked in my mouth. He didn't pray to the Lord. He asked his animal, like, look, let's go check it out. Let's go check this out, man. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, which is the ruler of America, right, be ashamed, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, which is America, your confusion. So this brother was trusting, right, in the shadow of Egypt. And if you watch the video, it led him to confusion, right? He knocked on the door. Right? He told his animal, wait, hold up. Let me check it out first. You know, he was being a big man, you know? He kind of walked in, and then one of Satan's henchmen opened the door. Right? And he's bugged out too. He don't know what's going on. As soon as he saw that, and the door closed, and then it disappeared, you should have opened the door and got the hell out. But nah, Jake gonna go beyond, man, to the extreme. Get the hell up out of there, brother. Right? And then look, this is Satan right here sitting down. But it also represents the so-called white man. Because the so-called white man is a spiritual, well, the physical and spiritual manifestation of Satan walking the earth. Right? Because Satan, according to the Bible, Satan just means to deceive or to lie. And the so-called white man is Satan walking the earth because he's a deceiver. He's a liar. He raped, robbed, and murdered the so-called Native American Indians, took their land, right? And he lies today, man. He's a man of deceit. Now this is Esau, right? Sitting here, the so-called white man, and also the devil. You know, and Jake kind of see him. He kind of ran, and he kind of stopped, like oh shit, right? And he trying to get away, and then the devil was like, hey nigga, like what you doing, boy, right? And he was like, come sit down, come eat some food with me, don't just run away. Where's your manners? That's what the devil's telling him, right? And you know, he kind of nervous. That's Jake. Jake means so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans, right? Descendants of Jacob. So Jake kind of sits at the chair, kind of comes forward, and talking with the devil, man. Right? He looking around like, what the hell is going on? He's like, what have I gone into? He probably thought in his mind he was gonna get shelter, him and his horse, right? He was gonna get a nice meal, and then go about his day in the morning. But nah, he got jammed up too. And that's death right there. That could be anything you could think. That could be anything. It shows you skull and bones. It's probably of an unclean animal. That could be some damn vulture, right? Or a dead eagle carcass, right? Or you can imagine it be pork, something unclean, right? Let's get the scriptures, man. This is 1 Corinthians 10, verse 21. It says, remember, what's highlighted is the importance of what's in the video, right? Now it says, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord. So you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils, Salakia. Ye cannot be partakers, so you can't partake in, of the Lord's table and a table of devils. And he was partaking in the table of the devil, man. The devil was like, hey, sit down, have some food. And he was like, all right. He kind of gave into it, right? And this could be swine they eating, man. Some unclean food. And look at him. Look at this devil, man. The skeleton. See that? He like, what the hell is that? You know, just imagine. You got to use your imagination, right? Imagine that's probably some pork or some vulture, right? Or whatever the hell it is. An unclean fowl or unclean animal. And that's Jake, right? He's like, what the hell is that? That ain't chicken. That ain't Grandma Betty's fried chicken. What is that? And you know the devil on the left, right? It's like, you know, this dead vulture carcass or this pork. He kind of rubbing his hands. And Jake like, I don't want to eat this, man. He like, this is some BS, right? So like, I thought I'd put the scripture, but let me read Leviticus. I'm gonna read it from my Bible. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it on here, you know. Bear with me real quick, right? Leviticus chapter 11, right? I'm going to go to verse 8. It says, of their flesh shall you not eat, and of their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you. So who knows what this brother is about to eat, man? He's about to eat some unclean animal, you know? I'm gonna let it keep playing on. And then you got the dog in the background, right? The dog kind of smells the food, right? And he's a dog. You're just gonna eat whatever, you know? And then Jake is just touching it. He's touching the unclean food the Lord told him not to touch. And he's like, I'm not eating it, It's in his spirit that he knows he's not supposed to eat unclean foods, so he gives it to the dog. However, he knows that he's not supposed to eat unclean foods because it's in his spirit, but he forgot that he's not supposed to sit at the table with devils, which he did. So he kind of tricked him and kind of said, look over there. And he kind of gave it to the dog. And the devil like, that nigga ate my swan's flesh. And he kind of laughing. And then he kind of looking and he kind of plotting on him. So that's why the Lord said you cannot sit at the table with devils. Look at this, man. And this is Esau, so-called white man, in the spirit. He kind of walks over here. And I don't know how Jake didn't see this. That's how you know this brother was in his right state of mind. He's sitting at the table with the devil, eating swine's flesh, or the abomination, and then doesn't see this in the apartment or the house. This guy right here is a hunter. He got different bodies, animals, guns, right? A collection. And then he kind of looks at this trophy case that doesn't have no body in it. And then he looks at Jake. He measures it. And that's what the so-called white man does. And he goes up to you. And he was like, oh, yep, that's the one. And he act like everything's all good. And then he tricks him. And look, the clock again. It's after 12 o'clock. Brothers is not redeeming the time. Not walking circumspectly. Right? Don't know what's going on. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. The Lord said, never trust thy enemy, which is the so-called white man. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? So the so-called white man is wicked. Verse 16, to get to the point. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. So that dude that was kind of catering to him, giving him unclean food, he gave him a place to rest. He's speaking sweetly with his lips. But in his heart, which is the mind, he's kind of thinking of how to throw thee into a pit. Because that dude was trying to kill him, man. He wanted to put him in a trophy case. He will weep with his eyes, but will not find opportunity. He will not be satisfied with blood. Right? This is Genesis 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau, which is the biblical nationality of the so-called white man, was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our forefather, dwelling in tents. So this guy has the spirit of Esau, right? A cunning hunter, right? And Jake was sitting with the devil and his enemy and don't know what's going on. He's getting kind of tired. You want to sleep. Somehow the devil magically gave him all of that to his desires. It's kind of telling him, look at this. He's like, I got this nigga. Look at him. Look at him, man. He's like, I got this nigga right where I want him. And Jake just like a dummy, just going to the slaughter, man. And Satan like, hey, there's a nice bed right here. Get a nice room. Make yourself at home. And Jake was like, this bed not too right. It's hard. There may be monsters under the bed. It's too dark in here. It's too small. Can I get a better room? Somewhere better. Because Jake want to live in luxury or lavish. You know, and Satan, the devil, is like, I got you. So Jake like, all right. And look, it says this is it. And mind you, look how big this door is. And that's spiritual. And he's like in here. And then he's like, okay. Kind of open the door. And then he kind of walk in there. Kind of walked in slow. And then bam. As soon as he walked in, he got jammed up. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. Right? For wide is the gate. The Lord said, wide is the gate. This gate was wide. It wasn't straight. And it wasn't narrow. Right? And broad is the way. That way was broad. That door was very broad. It was very wide. That leadeth to destruction. And you know, he almost got led to his destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. So many people go the broad way, the way to destruction. Whether it's Islam, 5%er, being a fornicator or homosexual, right? A tranny, right? Serving Kemet, the devil, being a coon, and etc., etc. And the straight gate is keeping the commandments of the Lord, man. Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way. So to get to the Lord is narrow and it's a straight gate, man. Which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And this brother was lucky because the Lord kind of gave him a chance to find it, man. You know? And if you watching this, if you so-called black, Hispanic, Native American watching this, then you, Lord willing, you have entered in at the straight gate, and you're trying to walk through it, and you're trying to seek life. Because that's what we're all doing, right? All the brothers and sisters that scattered abroad, we're trying to enter in at the straight gate, the way unto life. Not the broad way, man. The broad and narrow way that leads to destruction. Like this brother. He almost got led to his destruction. He almost died, man. This Satan, I don't know why it's playing. See that? Brothers kind of getting into this and want to stop. He kind of walks in, and then his candlestick gets put out. And then Satan, look at him. Look at this devil, man. Look at this, man. And Jake can't see, but he can see. You know, the devil just waiting to grab him up. You see that? They kind of fighting in the dark. And then Jake gets jammed up. And the whole time, the so-called white man, the devil, wanted to kill you. And he laughing. Look at him. He's laughing. He's like, you dumb nigga. You thought I was your friend? You thought I was your friend? I was giving you a place to stay? Nah, nigga, I was trying to kill you. That's what he's saying, man. You know, he's sharpening his sword in wickedness. You know, it's not sharp enough, still kind of dull. And he like just right. And then Jake trying to escape. And through the mercy of the Lord, you know, he kind of got out of there. He didn't get jammed up like the last brother. You know, he got out. And at the end of the video, he couldn't trust his own horse, man. Because his horse would have led him to death too. So the only thing he got was the Lord. And he had to run to the hills. You know? He had to run to the hills, man. So like, now we're going to get into music. How music is spiritual. But that's just proving music is spiritual. I got a quick precept real quick. Psalms 121 verse 1. It says, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. So that brother kind of ran to the hills. You know, he got, Lord willing, he runs to the Lord. Now let's deal with music. We got Pop Smoke and other rappers. And this is Job 34 verse 3. It says, for the air try words as the mouth tastes meat. So say you're eating some mac and chicken. You're eating some mac and cheese, some fried chicken, some lamb. Now your mouth, it kind of tries the meat. It's like, okay, this tastes good. Maybe needed some more paprika. Or probably needed some more salt. Right? Or some ground cinnamon. Or da-da-da. Now the Lord said the air tries words. Now your ear, it kind of tries words. Okay? Deuteronomy 28:68. The Lord shall bring us into Egypt again with ships. Okay, that sounds true. Right? The Lord said that we are God. Psalm 82 verse 6. Okay, I like that. That kind of tastes good. It got that salt on it, that nutmeg. Right? Your ear's kind of trying those words like me. Okay, we're the real Jews. The kingdom of heaven's for us. Okay, the Lord's going to give us servants and handmaids. So the Lord said, for the air try words as a mouth tastes meat. So the same way how your mouth tastes meat, your ear try words. Your ear basically tastes the words of your ear tastes the words which are coming out of that man or woman's mouth. Just like when you listen to music. Because when you're listening to music, your ear are trying the words. Whatever music you're listening to, whether it's rap, gospel, hip-hop, gangster rap, drill music, right? You know, white people music, country music, etc., etc. Your ear is trying the words. You're listening what the artist is saying, to the lyrics. You kind of tapping your feet. You kind of bopping your head. You're like, okay. It's got that salt in it. Okay. It's got that nutmeg in it. Okay. You know, it's fully cooked. You know, if you got ears to hear what I'm trying to say, your ears kind of listening to it. You kind of feeling it out, right? Now, I'm going to deal with how music is spiritual. Now, this is 1 Samuel 16 verse 14. Because music, now we read in Job 34 verse 3, that the air try words as the mouth tastes meat. Now, music is spiritual because music can put a spirit on you. Why do you think when some people, when they listen to music, they may want to go kill their brother? Say you listen to gangster rap or drill music. Say you're listening to Casanova. Or you listen to 50 Cent, that gangster music. And they're talking about shooting everybody up. Right? Selling drugs. Pimping hoes and etc., etc. And you're like, I like this. And then you start doing it. It's because that spirit that was on the music hopped on you. Or say you're listening to a song, right? Say you're listening to, let's say, one of those depression rappers. Say you're a young teenager, an Israelite, and you listen to XX Tentacion, right? And his music make you feel depressed. Or you listen to Juice WRLD, and you feel like you can relate to the song. It kind of making you feel sad. You kind of moping. You know, say Juice WRLD is rapping about how this girl broke up with him, right? And then you're like, oh man, Juice WRLD, I feel you. I can relate to you. That's because that spirit that's on the music is hopping on you. It's not that you truly feel sad. It's the spirit on the music that's jumping on you. You know? Why you think when I play basketball, right? When certain athletes, when they play sports, say you playing basketball, right? You got a championship game. Or you got a regular basketball game, right? And you practicing. Say, right, you got an hour before the game. You got your headphones in. You listen to music. You practicing your jump shots, your dribbling drills, your layups, and you're listening to like amped up music. Say you're listening to some Meek Mill, right, to kind of get you boost up. You know, you hitting the 3-pointers during your practice for the games. You listen to Meek Mill. Say you listen to all the songs that are usually played at a basketball game, basically. Right? Say you listen to that song, I'm playing basketball. You listen to that, you know, you're practicing your sky hooks, your fadeaways, right, your step back threes. You listen to music to kind of get you in the spirit to prepare you for the game. Right? That's an example how music can put that spirit on you. Or say you plan on killing a nigga. You're doing a drive-by. You're going to listen to music talking about doing drive-bys, right? And while you're listening to it, you probably planning on putting your sneakers on, your all black apparel, putting your sneakers on the run so that you can run. You're probably getting your Glock 9 ready or your Uzi, right? Your hoodie, your mask. And you listen to music about killing your brother. And then you're like, all right, I'm ready to go kill my brother. Like how Casanova said, Pop Smoke said. And then you go out there and you kill your brother. Because that spirit on the music, it hopped on you. Now this is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 14. It says, but the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. Now there was a point in time when the spirit of the Lord was on Saul. Saul was a king. You could watch the videos that I did on King Saul on his channel. It says, and the evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. Now it was an evil spirit, a demon basically. Verse 15. And Saul's servant said unto him, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. So his servants was like, hey man, you got a demon on you. Straight up. An evil spirit from God is on you. You got a demon on you. Verse 16. It says, let our Lord command thy servants which are before thee to seek out a man who is a cunning player on the harp. Why did they ask for a man that is a cunning player on the harp? Why didn't they ask for a pastor? Or why didn't they ask for a preacher? Right? Or, you know, when you watch the movies and you got the dude that, you got the Catholic priest that comes through the so-called Catholic priest that does the exorcism. Why didn't they call him? Why did they call a man? Why was they looking to seek out a man who's a cunning player on the harp, which is a musical instrument? Because they knew that music can relieve you from certain spirits. Also, if you pray to the Lord too, it could get demons off you. Also, if you fast too, right? But they wanted to seek out a man that can play this music, this melody, to get the spirit off of Saul. And ultimately, the Lord set it up that way because he was getting David, because that's the man that they was looking for, David, to be set up as king. It says, and it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand. So David was probably playing that music. You know, David probably had a flute, playing some tunes. He probably had a harp, right? And thou shalt be well. So when David plays that sweet, sweet melody, that sweet sound, Saul was going to be well. Verse 17, Salakia. And Saul said unto his servants, provide me a man that can play well. So he wanted a man that can play well, a man that was an artist, and bring him to me, right? Verse 18, then answered one of the servants and said, behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite. They're talking about King David. Well, he was David at the time, but he's King David. That is cunning in playing, meaning he was an artist, and a mighty, valiant man, and a man of war. So David was also a man of war, and prudent in matters, and a comely person, meaning beautiful, right? And the Lord is with him, right? So the Lord is with David, right? And Salakia was highlighted or underlined. These are the key points I want you to look at dealing with music. Verse 23. And it came to pass when the evil spirit from God, because mind you, Saul had a demon on him, was upon Saul, that David took an harp. He kind of took his instrument and played with his hand. He kind of made that song. So Saul was refreshed, right? And was well. And the evil spirit departed from him. So like the evil spirit left him alone. Now sometimes when you listen to music, you kind of feel refreshed too, right? Sometimes you can listen to a certain song and it can make you feel better. You know, you're kind of getting into it. Say you had a bad day, right? Or say you go to a party and you got that one friend that never smile, that don't really dance at the parties, right? And he may just like look around the party and kind of shake his head and may tap his foot, you know. He may shake his head and tap his foot, but then a certain song may come on, right? That may him get into it. He may start bopping and dancing and weaving and start doing the electric slide. Maybe the electric slide may come on. Maybe the electric slide comes on, Say it's a barbecue or a party, the electric slide come on, right? And then you kind of tell your friend, come. You kind of grabbing his hand. And he's like, no, I'm shy. But then the DJ keep playing the electric slide. And then your friends start dancing. And they're like, go CJ. Say his name is CJ. They're like, go CJ. And then CJ start getting down. You know, it's because the spirit on that music made him refreshed. It made that CJ feel better. Because music can make you feel good. It can make you feel down. It can make you want to kill somebody. Music has all types of spirits on it, right? And Salakia, I said that analogy because sometimes when I used to go to parties, I would be like CJ, man. You know, just tapping my foot, shaking my head, sitting in the corner, looking around, like, okay, yeah, this was up. That music jamming. But I wasn't like, say Michael. Not Michael. Let's say Jason. Jason is the best dancer, like that Chris Brown spirit, right? I wasn't just Jason in the parties. I was the CJ, just sitting down like, okay, this is valid, right? You would probably have to put on a valid song and tell me, all right, Kwame, come, right? And then try to amp me up, to try to get me to start dancing. I'm talking about that was when I was in the world, you know? So I just said that analogy with CJ, because, like, you may have that one friend, and that music may make CJ feel refreshed too, you know? Now we're going to deal with these artists. Now these first three guys, they're all dead. These guys is finished. They're not in the land of living no more. This guy got shot. He's dead. His name is Pop Smoke. You know, he got popped and he got smoked, right? This guy is Nas Blicky. Wait, let me make sure he's... Bear me real quick. Let me make sure this is Nas Blicky. I don't know if it's Nick or Nas. It's one of them. And Salaki, you may be... This is Nick Blicky. You may be a little older and not know the rappers. These are young rappers. And this is King Von. All three of these dudes died. The Lord killed them. You know? Let's get that. Right? The Lord killed them wicked niggas, man. And you may be watching this, and you may not like it, but it's the truth. You may want to fight me. You may be saying, why you talking about Pop Smoke like that? Or why you talking about Nas Blicky like that? Right? But brothers are saying the truth, man. The Lord killed them. Salakia, bear me real quick. Salakia, bear me while I find this precept. The Lord killeth and the Lord maketh alive. You know, it kind of escaped my mind. I knew I was right there too. See that? I was right there. This is Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. So Allah, Buddha, your Kemet, your Achman, Rakbah, can appear with Yahweh. Right? I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord killed these dudes, man. These guys were finished. You know why? Because they was making wicked music. You know? They was making wicked music. And I used to listen to these dudes. I used to listen to Pop Smoke and King Von. Not him, though. I probably listened to one or two of Nick Blicky's songs. But not all of his songs. Right? And the Lord took these guys out. And I use these three guys because I'm young. Right? And I'm a teenager, and I listen to the young stuff. I'm going to get now, this title, this portion of the video is going to be into wicked rappers, wicked music, how music is spiritual, and wicked artists. And these three guys died because they was putting a wicked vibration out there. They wasn't playing music like David, music that refreshed demons off you. They was speaking music that put demons on you. Because when you listen to Pop Smoke's music, all it talks about is getting money, killing your brother, getting hoes, fornicating, and etc. etc. Same for him and same for him, right? I remember one of his songs. I forgot what the name of it was. I'm not gonna search it up, but I liked it. One of King Von's songs, and he was talking about basically how he had this hoe, and he used his hoe to set up a brother to kill the brother. It was King Von and Little Durk in the song rapping. I liked the song. I was like, okay, this is a good song. I was kind of bopping my head in wickedness. When I used to go to school, I used to listen to his songs in the morning. Thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna be like Pop Smoke. Sell drugs. I used to sell drugs at one point, right? I used to be like, yeah, I gotta get drugs. I gotta sell these drugs, right? I gotta get this money, right? I gotta get these hoes. Be just like Pop Smoke, right? If I would have kept living if I wanted to live like he was living, I would have got Pop and Smoke too, right? Now he's in the grave, This is Ezekiel 26 verse 13. And I will cause a noise, Pop Smoke's noise. Welcome to the party, right? Of thy songs to cease, meaning to stop. And the sound of thy harp shall be no more heard. So the Lord's not dealing with those rappers, man. That's why they died. This is Deuteronomy 28 verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and really delicate, his eyes should be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. The key point for that was those brothers rap about wickedness. They have an evil eye towards their brothers. All they rap about is killing their brother, man. I'm going to get some more artists I should listen to. I used to listen to him too. Chef G. When I used to go to school, I used to listen to him. It's like, it's kind of this saying, man. I'm trying to get there. But anyway, Chef G. And this is a Levite, This brother is a so-called Haitian, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I used to listen to Chef G. And he's Crip. And Sleepy Hollow. Right? Another gangbanger rapper. All he talk about is drugs and killing people, man. And getting the money. And that's a wicked vibration. And people like him. Right? Now, Chef G and Sleepy Hollow still alive. But this guy, he's finished. This guy's not here no more. He's through. Right? He's not in the land of the living. Because the Lord took him out. Because he had that wicked vibration upon the earth. Right? And this guy, I believe he died at what, 21? He died at 20. He died February 19th. This year, man. He died. Because he had that vibration of wickedness. Right? All the young kids that are younger than my age, 11 and younger, listen to this guy, man. And they want to be just like him. That's a wicked vibration. So the Lord caused his songs to be no more heard. No more Pop Smoke. No more King Von. No more Nick Blicky. Right? Let me get some more rappers I used to listen to. This guy right here. Now, some of the songs this guy makes is good, but some of them is wicked. He raps about fornication. What is it? Kiki, do you love me? That song is wicked, man. Cause our brother was talking about cheating. This brother raps about fornication. It's okay to sleep with woman to woman to woman. These guys is wicked, man. These are wicked artists, right? Let's get another rapper I should listen to. This guy right here, Meek Mill. And a lot of you Israelites like him, man. Because he talk about getting the money. Now, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. The other day, I was listening to Meek Mill songs. I was listening to Championship because there's two songs. There's like a couple of songs in there that is talking about things that you could say is scriptural. He's not saying things of the scripture, but you could link it up with the scriptures. He was talking about poverty, how we're oppressed, and how he was going through it. Oodles and Noodles, that's what I listen to. He has a song named Oodles and Noodles, right? I was listening to this song, Oodles and Noodles, the other day, right? And another song, I believe it was Trauma, right? I believe it was Trauma. But I'm just going through some of these rappers that our people like to idolize and look up to, man. But they don't really do nothing for our people. They just push a wicked vibration. Let's get some more rappers I used to listen to. Right? So like, let's get some more rap. Let me think of some more rappers. Basically, time will fail me for me to go through everybody I was listening to. But you get the point. Brothers was in wickedness. This guy right here is off, man. This guy is off. You know? I used to like this guy. You know, everybody likes this guy. All the Eve, all the women, and all the brothers like him. You know? They like him because he looked nice. You know, he got nice hair. He Jake. Right? He gets fly. He gets money. Look at him. He got the gold chain. And people like this guy. Because, what is his name? A Boogie? That's his rapper name. People like A Boogie, man. A Boogie with the hoodie, man. Now, all A Boogie raps about, let me think of one of his songs. Some of his songs, like I said earlier, some of his songs make you, there's some songs that can make you feel depressed, right? This guy raps about DTB, don't trust, BITCH, you know? He raps about how women would cheat on him, and he would say, don't trust, you know what? And F these hoes, I'm gonna get the money, be a bad boy. He raps about fornication too, and drugs, and killing. So these guys is off, you know? These guys is off, man. You know? And this is the I listened to this guy, you know, like since what? When I first found about him, like in middle school. Like what, 7th grade summer? I found out about this guy. 7th grade, you know. And all of his songs is off, man. Basically, the point of this video is you can listen to music. You just gotta watch what you listen to. Because certain music has spirits on them that can kind of hop onto you. Why you think when you hear a song on the radio, say you hear I'm a Barbie girl, right? Shock, I'm not even gonna say that. Let's get one of the A Boogie songs. Let me get one of his songs. I forgot the name of the song. Let me see, this is it. Let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna read one of his songs. Jungle. It says, nigga, this is what that jungle do. Nigga, this is what that jungle do. That jungle turned me into a monster. That jungle made me go harder. Now, say you hear this on the radio, right? Say you hear this on the radio. And you're like, oh, this song is whack. And then you hear it again the same day at a different time. Like, I don't like this. And then you hear it again the next day. And then again. And next thing you know, you saying, nigga, this is what that jungle do. You start singing the song. Right? You start singing it. And then you know the whole song by heart. You know, like the back of your hand. Because that's a spirit, man. That's what the so-called white man does. They push out music to our spirit can hop on you. And let's get that, man. Because some of these songs I used to hear, like say you hear a song saying, I'm a Barbie girl. You keep hearing it and then it gets stuck in your head. And now you're saying, why is this wicked and perverse song in my head? Because you heard it so much through predictive program that spirit has hopped on you. Now it's in you. Just like Jungle by A Boogie, right? Let me get a Pop Smoke lyric, right? Let's get a precept, right? Let me get a precept real quick. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude, which is many, of the whoredoms, right? The wickedness, that's what that's talking about. Of the well-favored harlot, which means hoe. The mischief, which means wife. Of witchcrafts, which means wickedness. Talking about America, right? Because of the multitude of the harlots, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, right? The mistress of witchcrafts, America. Because America pushes nothing but wickedness. That sells nations. America sells nations. Every nation wants to be just like America. That's why everybody comes to America for the so-called American dream. Because America pushes a wicked vibration. It says through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. And when you hear that A Boogie, nigga, this is what that Jungle do. Or you hear that Barbie Girl song. Or you hear a Pop Smoke song. Right? Or you hear some white people singing a song. And you keep hearing it over and over on the radio. Or if you hear in the grocery store. Say you hear on the radio. And they turn the radio off. And they go in the grocery store. And you hear in the grocery store. It's because of the witchcraft from America. They're trying to get that spirit programmed into your mind. And that's what a lot of these music. A lot of these music songs I used to listen to like 2 or 3 times. And I know the lyrics. Even not the whole thing, or I know some of it. And I sing it. You know. And let's say I'm reading the Bible, right? Now I'm in the truth. And let's say the niggas outside, right? Are people that act like niggas outside. They play that stuff outside. The Pop Smoke. And I hear it. You know? I hear it once. Next thing you know, the next day, it may come back into my mind. You know, and I may think about it. And that's a demon that's on me because I remember the lyrics. And I'm like, wow, this is wickedness. It's because of the wickedness of Babylon. That's a spirit, you know, that hopping on brothers. And that's how music is spiritual, right? And that's in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Now, if a sinner tells you, let's commit fornication, or Pop Smoke says, I can't think of his lyrics right now, but say Pop Smoke says some wickedness, right? Let me get a song real quick. Hey man, this guy's songs is off, man. I don't know if you could read it. I'm going too fast. But let's say Christopher Walken, a song by Pop Smoke, right? Let's say you hear Pop Smoke saying, niggas saying they outside, right? Send that Addy, we gonna slide, right? Popping that shit, but they don't want smoke. Wait, Salaki, niggas saying outside, send the Addy, we gonna slide, right? Basically, Pop Smoke is saying, these niggas out here saying outside, send the Addy, we gonna slide. Like, tell me where you at, we gonna pull up, right? And what is he gonna do when he's gonna pull up? Let me read on. It says, air it out when we arrive. Do. This is wickedness. It says, air it out when we arrive. Do. Right? I'm not gonna play the song, but he's talking about killing people, man. Killing his own people. Because he was a gangbanger. He was woo. You know? That's like a set of Crip or whatever. It says popping that shit, but they don't want smoke. Nah, niggas don't want no smoke. So, back to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10. Right? My son, if sins entice you, consent thou not. So you hear Christopher walking on the radio saying, send the alley going to slide, right? And then you hearing Pop Smoke talking about killing your brother, right? And it's enticing you. Don't consent unto Pop Smoke. Don't be like, I'm going to be like Pop Smoke and kill my brothers. My son, the Lord said, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Reading on. If they say, come with us, let us wait. Let us, Salaki, if they say, come with us, right? If they say, come with us, CJ or Timothy, let us wait for blood, right? This guy saying, air it out when we arrive. This brother, Pop Smoke, was saying, come with us, let us wait for blood. This brother, Pop Smoke, was wanting to wait for blood. He was trying to kill our people, right? Let us lurk privily for the innocent of our cause. And he don't care. When there's a drive-by, he said, air it out when we arrive. So they don't care who they hit, man. You don't care if it's your grandma, if it's your niece, your nephew. Say you're Woo, right? Because I'm young, right? Say you're Crip, and then the dude is folk, or he's the opposition, right? You think your op is going to care about your family? When he gets there, if he was talking that stuff like how Pop Smoke was saying, and then you send the addy, when he gets there, he's going to air it out. He doesn't care who's in the way. He's going to kill you, man. Right? And that's wicked. And we read that in Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you, his eye should be evil towards his brother. Our people have an evil eye toward each other. And that's a curse. Verse 12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave. So Pop Smoke is trying to swallow brothers up alive as the grave. And whole as those that go down into a pit. Right? And this is wicked music, man. This is Matthew 24, verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Because these artists, they're wicked prophets. Saying that they got this vision, that vision. You know, these guys are wicked. Right? Let's get another rap that I just listened to. This guy's off, man. I actually like this guy. Look at him. He's bugged out. He got a cross on his head. Gold in his mouth. Right? This guy raps about killing. And I used to like his songs. One of his songs, he said, I pray to my Glock. He basically saying that I don't pray to God. I pray to my gun. He prays to his gun because that's what he does to kill him with. Right? And we're going to read, this is the last scripture I'm going to read on why there's wicked music out here. This Psalms 83 verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. For the Lord's not going to hold his peace. And be not still, O God. Right? For lo, thy enemies, right? The Lord has enemies. Make a tumult. Right? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right? A tumult is basically a large gathering of people, a confused noise, right? Right? Just go in the blue letter.
Strong's H, 1993. Hama.
Right? Be in an uproar. To stir and be in a commotion. Right? So basically, for lo, thy enemies make a commotion, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right? Here's what the Lord's enemies do. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, the Lord's people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. The tabernacles of Edom, This is the main guy that wants to no longer have Israel remembrance, the so-called white man. And the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs of Moab, which is the Chinese, and the Hagareans, Gebel, these Africans, and Amen, which is Japanese, and Amalek, the biblical nationality, the Jewish man, because the Rothschilds are on top, right? The Rothschilds are on top in society, so-called Jewish people, and they push wicked music, man. The Philistines, which are Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assurs also join with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Right? So the reason why music like Pop Smoke is pushed, killing your brother, and etc., is because the wickedness of so-called white man. They doing this so that we may no longer be a nation. Right? That's why when you hear music, you think about killing your brother, think about wickedness. You think about airing out when you get to the Addy, right? And etc., etc. Because Babylon, America, pushes wickedness. And this is another wicked rapper, man. This woman is a harlot, man. She raps about WAP, Brothers is not going to get into what WAP means, And then you got people looking up to her, man. So she's another wicked rapper of our people, right? And you got all these other wicked rappers. Let's get another one. And that's it. Another wicked rapper. Another hoe. It's like another hoe. And look at this, man. She looks ugly. All this makeup. This is not real beauty, man. And the Lord said you may know a woman by her haughty looks and her eyelids. Right? That's in Sirach. I believe chapter 25. So these are just wicked rappers, man. So this video was titled Music is Spiritual. I hope it was edifying. I just want to give a call out to Yahweh by Shema Shai. Or praise the Lord in the name of Son of God. Or praise to the Lord in the name of Son of God. Shalom ala Akim means all the brothers. And Shalom ala sisters. Are you Akwaf? Shalom means peace be unto you. Shalom means peace be unto you. Shalom.